Hello, everybody. I'm Scooter Van Gogh, and welcome back to On Defense, the only sports podcast that you are allowed to listen to, and joined by me, always, like always. I don't know why I'm having such a tough time here. It's Jason Tatum's only supporter, Roman Rubio.
It's been a long time, Scooter.
Hey.
I missed you.
Hey, how did Jason Tatum win a championship when he sucks so much?
That's a great question. Some may say Derek White's so fucking good. That
So it really was Derek White that...
may have been Derek White.
Holy shit, they could save a lot of money by just shipping him and Jaylen Brown out of there.
That aside, champions aside, talking about all these champions aside, we got a great show for you today. We're going to be talking about Olympics, all the stuff going on there, any other like Special Olympics we've been watching. We're going to talk some NFL, and we just had preseason game number 1 yesterday.
Yeah, the Hall of Fame game.
Talk about that, yeah. Talk about some NFL or OTA teams, how they're looking, maybe some other stuff around the league. But yeah, started off, sorry, we're a little late on this podcast this week. Sorry about last week.
Yeah.
Just, busy couple weeks for the ODF
I was too
fam.
busy having fun one week. And then for this week, I was too busy just being very sick.
Yeah.
So
last week, it just happened to be we usually record on Wednesdays, or if all else fails, we record on Thursdays. Wednesday was my fiance's birthday. Thursday was his girlfriend's birthday. So we just decided, enjoy our time with our lovely ladies and take a week off.
Well, then I also went to GalaxyCon as well this weekend, so that was a blast. Got to meet some lifelong. Now, heroes is a weird name to say for voice actors, but people that just people that I've listened to for a real long time, and got to put voice to face and great guys. So I had a great time. But now we are back to talk about sports.
Can't wait. Been too long. long.
So let's start off with the Olympics.
Yeah.
Team USA had their rematch against the South Sudan, because apparently that's a rivalry now. You would lose you win by a little bit to the USA and become a rival, it seems. But USA blew them out, which we should have probably done the first time.
We took it too lightly the first time, and this was real. Actually meant something game, and you could tell the vibe, the energy was different in that game.
Yeah, Jason Tatum starting his first Olympic game. And
not his first Olympic game.
No, it wasn't. He didn't start his first Olympic game.
There's one this year, yeah, but he played in the COVID 2021 Tokyo.
Oh, did he?
Did he was the second best player on that team.
So what the hell's going on with Jason? Is that he doesn't care? The passion's not there, and he just he was hitting some threes that I would hit off the backboard.
One three off the backboard.
That's way too many for an NBA champ.
The greatest player of all time, LeBron James, did it. So, everyone can do it. Pretty sure Michael Jordan did it a few times.
No. No. But the bench seemed to really be the thing that carried us through that game.
Only positive plus minus guy for the starting unit was Devin Booker.
Oh, yeah. Good old Devin Booker. I saw him give some shoes away to a fan.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Because you saw him walking around in Paris with his jersey. That's pretty cool.
Yep. Good for that fan.
Hopefully an NBA player will see me walking around with their jersey in 2028 and give me their shoe.
And to be honest, that's the second time that I've seen Devin Booker. I feel like Devin Booker gets like a lot of hate, but that's the second time I've seen him be like really cool as just like a person. Because when I went to a Hornets game two years ago, they were playing the Suns, and like Devin Booker took time to like go courtside before the game, and like if you had his jersey on, he was signing your shit.
Nice.
So I mean, he seems like a pretty chill dude.
I'm not gonna say I don't think everyone, but definitely a lot of people that I know that watch basketball absolutely despise Devin Booker.
Yeah.
Like he's not a well-liked dude, and I kind of get it sometimes. He's a cocky dude. In that clip of him in the offseason a couple years ago, where he was getting double teamed, and he was like, "We're not double teaming in an open gym. Like, come on, let's just work on our game."
Yeah.
People really made fun of him for that because he didn't want to get double teamed, and I don't blame him, bro. You get double teamed all year long. You can't even get like a point in any part when you run basketball. You're not getting double teamed. I could feel it.
Especially like if you came out to like just play.
It's hard to work on your game when you just had to pass the ball the whole time because you're getting double teamed.
Well, not just that, but like basketball at the end of the day is their job.
Yeah.
So like, okay, sure, I'm working on my craft, but also like I'm looking to have kind of a good time. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like getting double teamed and just getting hard defense played on you sucks. It always sucks going to the park and getting guarded against the one guy who actually wants to fucking play defense, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, so Yeah. So it's just I get it. That makes sense, dude. Like especially like if I don't know if he was like with like other professional players or like if he was just with randos, but it's like, hey, bro, like you're getting an opportunity to play with an NBA player, like stop it. Like,
but been a lot of controversy this first 2 games for Team USA. The benching of Jason Tatum in Game 1 and the benching of Joel Embiid Game 2. I mean, it has been given the media something to talk about. Do you have any thoughts on this? Like, people have been criticizing Kerr. People have been giving Kerr like slack, like, hey, look at this team. This might be one of the deepest teams like Team USA's ever had.
I mean,
blah, blah, blah.
I mean, I would definitely say that he like Kerr. Yeah, he's gained enough respect. I feel like that he shouldn't be a coach that we're questioning all of his decisions. He seems like a smart enough
coach of all time. Yeah.
So I mean, and on top of that, it is a very deep team, and is our players criticizing him? Because like that's the other thing too is like who knows how many of these players like are on a minutes restriction or okay, I'm willing to play this many minutes and I'll go hard for this many minutes, but like don't run me into the ground. I have a season coming up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so who knows? Like because I mean it's weird because clearly players value the contracts more because that's how they make their living. So who knows? Like kind of like with Kawhi, like the Clippers are definitely the reason why Kawhi's not playing, and who knows how much say-so happens behind the scenes there, where it's like, oh well, do you need Embiid to start against South Sudan?
Yeah,
like no, and literally you have Anthony Davis and Bam, like you have 2 capable centers that can do not. I'm not gonna say the same thing, but for that game,
and more agile, are way better switching than Joel Embiid is, and no disrespect to Joel because he's a great rim defender, but Anthony Davis and Bam are 2 of the best perimeter I want to say paint and rim protector, but I keep saying perimeter. Paint and rim defenders in the entire league. So, like, you can't go wrong having any of those 3 out. But those 2, if it's a more, like, athletic, physical, like, wing battle or just, like, smaller-sized lineups, not a bad decision. And if there's anybody on that team that should have a minutes restriction, it's Joel Embiid. He battled injuries all season long. Didn't even end the season healthy, and then he comes in and playing for Team USA. So, like, if there's anyone that actually deserves to or maybe on a minutes restriction, it's Joel Embiid. So, like, it's...
Yeah, and I mean, and I don't know when we'll play France, but like I feel like that's a game that you kind of want to save Joel for.
Yeah,
because like
he hasn't played good though.
Yeah, but like when you just got 2 big old boys like
he does
Gobert and Victor, you're gonna want to throw your big boy out there. You know, like so.
He does,
and he's the biggest guy on our team, right? Joel,
7 foot. Yeah,
yeah. So
Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant. Yeah,
Kevin Durant 7'2". So
basically,
yeah, he's still growing.
But yeah, I mean, as a Celtics fan, I love it. I mean, okay, I'm not gonna say I love it. I understand and I don't understand. Like I appreciate the fact that Jason Tatum did not play because he played in a whole 82 game season and went all the way to the NBA Finals. Like I like that he's not playing because he's not getting injured. He's played more games than anybody that's on this roster other than the 2 players that were on his team. So, like, I get it, but also at the same time, I want to see one of my favorite players in the league play for Team USA and show out. But, like, at the same time, this Olympics is a little bit of a different than, like, the 2021. Like, 2021, we assembled as the best players we could possibly get that wanted to play. And that just happened to be, like, KD. I'm pretty sure Bam was on that team. Jason Tatum. Jimmy Butler, I think, was on that team. I'm trying to think of some other people. Maybe DeMar DeRozan was on that team. Maybe that's 2016 that he was on. But I forget all the players that were on 2021. But we tried our very best to get specific players. And Jason Tatum and KD were our 2 best players. But, like, this year, it's like kind of in a way a farewell tour for KD, LeBron, Steph's only Olympics. So, like...
Which is kind of crazy to think about, too, that he only got one Olympics.
I know. I mean, he played in, like, a FIBA one, like 2014, I want to say. Or maybe not 2014. He played on a FIBA, but never officially Olympics. Yeah, it was just unfortunate because damn, he could have been easily the all-time leading scorer. How many threes he shoots and how shorter the 3-point line is for him. Oh my gosh. But yeah, it's a little different. Like even though personally, think Jason Tatum's one of the 5 best players in the world. because he's the only American player to be on the All-NBA first team the last 3 years. Only American. Only one. Only one this year to make it as well. But I get it. I appreciate them taking a load off of him, and I just think Tatum's in a completely different mindset for this year. He's not being aggressive. He shot 4 shots last game. He was not. He shot that open 3-pointer. He got an alley-oop and he got a layup and maybe one other shot. Other than that, he is making the extra pass. He's playing defense. He is not out there. He understands this ain't his show. It's LeBron's farewell. It's KD's farewell, and it's Steph's welcome to the Olympics, even though it's your probably last time type stuff. But.
So with LeBron probably being his last time, KD probably being his last time, Steph probably being his last time, and shit. Joel, who knows how many more Joel has?
That's true. That's true.
So let's say 4 people. Those 4. We'll just say those 4. Don't play next Olympics.
Yeah.
Who are the next 4 in?
The next 4 in.
Yeah, the next 4 that and you got to think 4 years down the road now.
Yeah.
So
Paulo Banchero, I feel like automatic lock, got to be on the team.
I wonder if his parents are from anywhere else.
I don't know. I saw someone tweet. Maybe I bookmarked it on Twitter, but it was like potential 2028 Olympic roster. Because
I mean, Paulo Banchero. If he I would hope that he would play for us.
Yeah. If he wants to play for Team USA, he's got the lock. Outside of that, I would think as long as all of those off the court stuff are in order, John Morant, I feel like probably deserves.
Oh yeah, John Morant.
Some time.
I'm hoping Brandon Miller's in there.
Brandon Miller too.
We're gonna need a wing.
Takes that
wing
of
some sort.
But yeah, what? So we're getting rid of KD, Steph. LeBron. So we got Brandon Miller and Paulo replace those 2. Steph, John Morant replaces Steph. Big man wise. Okay, 4 years from now, even though it's maybe not a big guy, Cooper Flagg.
Oh, Cooper Flagg, yeah.
If he's the baller everyone says he is, he should definitely be on that team.
I'm also wondering if somebody who you went for size wise, like a Zach Edey or somebody.
Also, sorry, I don't. Jaylen Brown. He's gonna be on the team.
Yeah.
There's gonna be some people that are on this team though. That Drew Holiday probably won't be on the team. He's 34 years old, so
you're right.
He probably won't be on the team. Who knows if Derek White will get to play again? But Derek White could become the Drew Holiday, where he's just like that great role player that gets the nod because he plays a role.
Yeah.
And talking about that, oh man, hey Braden, I love you, buddy. Remember that conversation we had a couple weeks ago about Derek White? Why is he the primary choice? Well, I think we saw in that South Sudan game why Derek White was a top tier choice to replace Kawhi Leonard in the Olympics, because that is a man that plays his role, and doesn't matter if he's on Team USA, the Boston Celtics, Real Madrid in the Euro Leagues. That man is going to do his thing, and he's going to do his thing well, and he's going to do his thing right. 3 for 3, all 3-pointers, 3 blocks, 1 steal, just elite defense, unselfish play. Again, I love you, Braden.
And it seems like the Olympics is really about that, where NBA ball is what does your star do, and how do you utilize your star? Where it seems like a lot of stars and not a lot of stars, but there are some stars on their national teams, like Jamal Murray
sucks,
not having a good time for Team Canada. I haven't been keeping up with Canada, but I did see they lost the other night
I think they're on the border. I don't know if they locked in. They might be on the brink of maybe not making it. I know there's 6 teams or so that are already locked to the knockout rounds, and there's 4 other ones that have to fight their way.
Which that's crazy, because I really thought that that Canada was going to be a lot better than that.
They don't have a bigs. That's I feel like their main problem, because what's Jamal Murray really good at? 2-man game with Nikola Jokic.
Yeah,
that's their bread and butter. That's a lot of his actions and scoring in.
Wasn't former first round pick Anthony Bennett from Canada?
He was. RJ Barrett, though, he's one of the highest scorers in FIBA in the world in the Olympics right now.
Is he?
Yeah, he's 20-something points per game.
Well,
I think.
Good for him. Where's RJ at again? He got
Toronto.
He went to Toronto,
and that's where he's from. So he's
Canada.
He's obviously really happy.
Yeah, that's honestly, really I didn't think about that. Yeah, that's probably pretty cool.
But obviously, Shea being there will also take the ball out of Jamal Murray's hands. It's just, I don't know. You got a lot of heavy guard and guards that are good with the ball in their hands. Somebody's got to take a backseat, and it's probably not Shea. Mm-hmm. But yeah, just playing roles. That's where everyone feels like, even though the USA is never at a disadvantage because of the elite talent that we have, we're at a disadvantage because all these players play with each other from when they're kids to when they're playing in the Olympics, and then they all understand their roles. They're coming in and they're like, hey, yeah, this guy's our guy. Like, we're gonna run these plays to get these type of actions. And like Team USA comes in and is like, hey, we have all this fucking talent. Who's gonna sacrifice?
Yeah,
you gonna sacrifice? You gonna sacrifice? And Derek White just plays his game, and he played his game well. Drew Holiday's been playing great too. I mean, it's just like these role players for Team USA, which is, I feel like, now going to be like a precedent moving forward to get one or two, not stars, but role players that know the right way to play and won't, take the ball away or take ill-advised shots or try to ISO all the time. Like, they're just going to play how they always play, and they're going to play the right way, and it's going to give us an advantage because, I mean, yeah, Derek White and Bam Adebayo, that South Sudan game could have gotten out of hand quickly.
I also just I think the coaching has been just a big reason also why, like, at least from like Team USA, that they've always been able to consistently be great because you got to think like we went from Steve Kerr now, Coach K, right, and then it was Pop, right? Pop was before Coach K, right?
No, Pop was after Coach K.
So Coach K, then Pop, then Kerr.
Yeah.
But three guys that have been the head coaches for I forget when because Coach K did it for a while.
Coach K did it after 2004. So he did it 2008, 2012, and 2016, and I believe Pop did it in 2020 or 20 like the COVID one.
Yeah,
so
sure.
like I could be wrong.
So like the past 5 Olympics, we've had great coaches that just like I said, just understand that like, hey, like they understand how to run these teams with not saying that they're all like crazy like big-headed or whatever, but like they all had super teams pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Like
Coach K knows how to coach, like not necessarily like there's guys always turning the superstars, but these guys that have the superstar potential that do knows how to coach that. Steve Kerr obviously knows how to coach KD, Steph, Clay, Draymond, and then Pop obviously knows how to coach four guys.
So, I mean, I think that's also just one of the reasons why like it might work differently because even though we have all this talent and somebody has to sacrifice, like the person who's telling you to sacrifice is. Like, I'm sorry, I don't think Ty Lue would be able to.
You don't think so?
No,
he's an assistant right now.
Huh?
He's an assistant right now for him.
That's. I mean,
probably
I think Ty Lue is probably a great assistant.
Yeah.
But I just feel like anytime a Ty Lue, like what was it? Well, one, it was always a LeBron team, right? Like I feel like
2016 when they won with Ty Lue, LeBron.
Yeah,
coach,
but like when else did he coach besides LeBron teams?
He just coached the Clippers after that.
Yeah,
he's been coaching the Clippers since.
And he's the head coach of the Clippers?
Yeah.
Ty Lue is right now?
Yeah. He got a contract extension. Yeah, he's been coaching him since.
That explains.
Since LeBron went to LA.
Yeah.
They were trying to hire a coach after his first year. It was going to be Ty Lue. Ty Lue wanted money.
I remember that.
And they didn't want to give him the money, so they hired Frank Vogel, and then Ty Lue said, all right, Clippers, and he's been with Clippers ever since.
And that explains why the Clippers.
Maybe not. No, he was assistant to the Clippers with Doc Rivers. Then Doc Rivers got fired. Then Ty Lue became head coach. And then he just got like a 4 or 5, I think maybe 6-year contract extension with the Clippers.
No, I'm sorry, Clippers fans, but I don't think he's going to do shit because the only time he can win is when
the team's good.
Yeah, right? Well, I mean, but I just don't think he's a coach that can get the best out of a team. I think the reason why you were getting the best out of any team that you were coaching is because you had LeBron James on that team. And I think LeBron can get the best out of players.
Yeah.
But I don't think that team was thriving because Ty Lue was there. I used him in NBA Live. He wasn't doing shit for me.
Who's let's say this Olympics is way too much for Steve Kerr. Like all the stress, all the scrutiny he's been under. Say he calls it, or maybe let's say he goes another 1 or 2 more Olympics. Who's replacement? Currently, I guess we got to look at currently in the NBA. I'd say Spo's probably. He's the head assistant coach right now.
Yeah, Eric Spoelstra. That'd be a really good one. Or, I mean, it'd be. Brad Stevens. Do you think Brad Stevens would want to coach again?
No.
You don't think Brad Stevens would want to coach again?
That would be crazy. They just say like, "Hey, you're a GM right now. We want you to be the head coach."
Yeah, you want to be the head. I
don't think he does well with stars.
You want to do your head coach? You want to get an itch again? You got to get an itch.
I don't think Brad Stevens is a stars guy. Like if you look at all of his successful time, is Butler. Always Cinderella. Got to the Final Four as like always an 8 seed or whatever, like 8 or I think one was an 8 seed, one was maybe like a 6 seed or something. And then with the Celtics, I mean. Not that it's only him because it was Isaiah Thomas and company, but he always, every single year since he was the Celtics head coach, always exceeded expectations or met those expectations. But once we got the superstars, that's when we started fucking up.
But if the two people that might also, I would say, would be either Jason Kidd
You think
maybe
Jason Kidd?
Yeah, maybe
that'd
Jason
be interesting.
Kidd.
Dude that played for Team USA and
yeah.
then ends up coaching. That'd be pretty cool.
Or Rick Carlisle.
He's too old. You think? You
I
think
mean, Pop was old as hell.
But Pop's Pop. You know, Rick Carlisle.
But I think Rick Carlisle, he's an NBA champion. Yeah. He's well respected. His teams that he coaches now still play, I think, above expectations usually. Yeah. And I mean, by the time it's 2024, if the Pacers are bumping and he's got them in
2028.
Yeah, 2028. Sorry, in 2028, if he's still around, the Pacers are bumping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? like maybe like. So I'm just throwing names out, but Jason Kidd also, like
Joe
I said,
Mazzulla.
I mean, maybe.
I
mean, I'm not.
He's very young, so he's got time. Yeah. If he's staying like in the league and if he stays with the Celtics.
Yeah, no, I mean, very, very much could be him. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if y'all are good.
He's too much of a psychopath. I think for Team USA don't want to hire him.
But if y'all are good for the next 4 years, you know, which y'all will be. But like, and if it's him, you know, like
if they like him, it feels like he's making an impact. Yeah.
Then why not? I mean, shit.
Any other sports you've been watching, Olympic wise?
No, dude. Honestly, I've just been watching the medal count because I made a silly bet. Like I was going through the bets and I misread it and I saw plus 9,000 for France to win gold is what I read, and I thought it was in the basketball area, and I was like, bro, fucking France, like they definitely have a good chance. So I did it, and then it turns out I bet on France to have the most gold medals.
Oh,
so I've been just paying attention.
They're close, aren't they?
They are.
They're like top two or something?
They're top 2 or 3. China's pulling away a little bit.
Yeah.
But hey, go France.
Go France. What's the payout?
It's plus 8,000, and I put $10 down. So, well, yeah, I think when I did it was plus 8,000. And I put $10 down, so it'll be $800.
Nice, not bad.
So say go France.
Go France.
On a fuck up, I was just saying. I just thought it was the basketball, but because when I saw that, I was like, Wemby on that bitch. Like, I feel like they got a better chance than that. So
some cool storylines from the Olympics. There was a 50-year-old table tennis lady that played for, I forget. I really don't even want to guess like the country because I wouldn't even know.
Mm-hmm.
But she suited up for her country. She got eliminated like first day, but that's whatever. Badminton. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That shit is so fun to watch.
Did you see the Turkish dude with
the gun? Yeah, that shit's going viral. And then the other one, it's like all decked out and like all types of gear and like bending like to the side and like that. Yeah, that.
Hey, everybody's got their own technique. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that stuff's funny. That,
different strokes.
Shooting. And they do the. I don't know. I don't know what it's actually called, but like cross, but like the bow.
Yeah, archery.
Archery. That's what it is. How far away those targets are. It's insane.
You're in the Olympics.
Man.
You gotta be good.
I'd like they showed a shot, and it was like the dude like getting ready, and then like he shot it, and then the camera like took so long to get turned over and like catch up to the arrow and get. Oh man, but yeah, that stuff was crazy. Beach volleyball, the Chase Budinger.
Yeah, got gold.
Got a dub, man. They didn't get gold. Did they get gold?
I thought they got gold.
I thought he just won a game. I didn't.
I thought. I mean, here, I'll look it up real quick, but I'm pretty sure.
I saw they won their first game. That's all I saw.
Yeah,
that's like the last update that I had. But I thought the women's beach volleyball was going to get gold. But
let's see here.
Also, man, 3v3 basketball, man, pretty sad. Team USA. The women started off 0-3. Now they're 3-3. So they actually still have a chance to get gold for the.
Are the men out?
I do not know, but I know they started 0-3. But how Jimmy Fredette was getting massaged on the sidelines, I'm assuming they're probably done.
Let's see here. So it looks like there's multiple pools. Oh, did they lose this? What happened here?
No. Not Chase.
Oh yeah, they lost to Spain.
No, Chase.
They lost to Spain. It looks like, but I don't know what this means. There's so many matches.
The Houston Rocket.
But the last one they're pulling up is they lost to Spain. So that was today, I guess. So big oof on that one. We'll try again later in 4 years. But no, I just been, that's the thing about the Olympics is I never try to like tune in on one. Just if I see something going on, I'll watch it for a little bit and go like, wow, these people are really good at this sport.
What's the swimmer's name? Her name's Kate something. Mm-hmm. Our USA lady.
Is it the one that was saying that she can't pay rent?
No. Maybe. No, I don't think so. No, she's like the best. She's like the best women athlete.
No, she's kicking ass.
Yeah, no, she was. I forget what the event was, but it was a swimming event, and like the camera when she finished, she was the only one in the frame because nobody else had gotten to the other side. And
She's
on
like
the
Michael
way back.
Phelps.
She's officially tied, I think, with the most medals all time in women's like Olympics history. So she's a freaking goat.
Hell yeah.
Our women's gymnastic team. I mean, Simone Biles talk about a goat. Like she is insane. Like the shit she does.
I need them to stop winning gold, and I need France to win some gold, please.
You were expecting them to win gold in gymnastics. You were.
I was hoping with the home judges we would get a little bit of favors. You know, that's what I was hoping. I was like, this thing's about to be rigged as hell. Let's get this thing.
But I think I showed you the clip before we started this. But Germany and France were playing today, and Franz Wagner just got a payday from the Magic. Was going up for a dunk with his right hand and felt Wemby coming from the backside and switched to his hand and dunked it. And it was sick clip. Y'all should go check it out somewhere on the socials.
Who's the coach of the Magic?
I
do not know.
Not JB Bickerstaff. That was the dude on the Cavs, but it's
I don't remember. But he could also be coach of Team USA in 4 years if the Magic. I feel like the Magic are a team that like are about to be a problem.
Yeah,
I think they're right. I think they're maybe 1 or 2 players away.
They're probably a season. I think honestly, who they got right now is probably good. It's just you need a little bit more playoff experience. Like we saw the Timberwolves and the Pacers in the conference finals. They were just like they got to that point. They were playing well, and the inexperience really got them.
That's what I'm saying. They're like 1 or 2 like just guys outside the team, like a good veteran who's like had a few playoff runs. Like
KCP's a good start.
Yeah.
We'll see what he's able to do, but. Yeah, I really like the Magic too. I think they can make a real run for their money. If Paolo's a guy like on the defensive side of the ball that can cause real problems. He's 6'10", muscular, and like he could
shoot.
He could be a guy that could guard a Giannis if needed for the Mavericks. Or he's a guy that can match up with the Jason Tatum. And then they have a KCP or a Franz Wagner that can match up with a Jaylen Brown. Like they have a lot of bodies, and they got Jalen Suggs, who's one of the best defenders in the league, got all defensive second team. Like they've got a really good squad. I'm gonna be watching them next year. They're gonna be on my radar,
locked in
on
the Roman radar. But yeah, Olympicing.
I love it. I just love having on one of my monitors, just having random Olympic games on and just tuning in. Just randomly throughout the night, throughout the day. So fun. I love the Olympics. It's so awesome. Just fun times. All right.
Moving on. So, the NFL is back, baby. Training camp is back.
And the first preseason game.
Yep, the Hall of Fame game just happened.
Ended in the third quarter because of weather delay.
Did it?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. Yeah, I did not pay attention. CJ Stroud was not playing, so I didn't pay attention. And this is really a big thing for me. Is I think it's very important to see if Bryce Young plays our first drive
of the preseason.
Because I feel like that's like a big if Dave Canales needs to see him out live, I think that's a big old he needs to be out there with these guys in the first preseason game. Like,
don't you think it's also maybe just to get
I mean, it could be.
Flowing,
it could be, and I hope when he gets out there, the juices are flowing. Because what will look bad is if we go out there and we are bad against a preseason fucking Patriots team.
They're not gonna they'll play their starters. You don't think Drake May will play?
Well, I think Drake May will play because he's a rookie, and they want to see him out there learning the offense.
But I guess there's veteran defenders probably won't be.
Yeah, no, people who are locks.
Or anything,
won't be there, or probably will not play. Or if they do play, it might be for a series. But I don't know. CJ's good. Bryce isn't, but I've heard Bryce is looking pretty good. Adam Thielen apparently for us has been having a pretty good camp, which is exciting to hear. And Xavier Legette, he's been really tough on himself. Anytime that he's had a bad practice, he's the first one that will come to the mic and tell people that he doesn't feel pleased with it, which is nice to hear from a rookie. In our second round pick of last year, Jonathan Mingo, people are saying is having a really good camp, which is probably because Dave Canales used to be a wide receiver coach, and our OC now was the wide receiver coach for the Bucks last year. So hopefully we're getting things moving for Bryce. Things will be looking good.
Maybe Adam Thielen's got a chip on his shoulder. I remember a month ago he got asked in a interview about the Chiefs, and he was like, "Yeah, I wanted to go to him this offseason. They didn't want me."
Yeah.
So maybe he got a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, so we got him, baby.
Yeah, you got him back.
No. He was talking about when he came to Carolina, he tried to sign with the Chiefs.
Oh, I thought it was just like this last offseason.
He was trying to sign with the Chiefs.
Why didn't we get him?
We signed him for a 2-year. We signed him for a 2-year deal.
We didn't need him, but
yeah,
like,
I mean, yeah.
At that point in time, at that point in time, I'm been like, yeah, I'm feeling sure. Why not?
No, I bet you, Andy Reid would have been able to cook up some. He was getting open in our shitty scheme, so he probably would have been cooking up some shit for Adam Thielen.
But man, yeah, the Chiefs training camp. I mean, it's been fun.
I mean, Patrick's up in Nebraska right now, right?
Yeah,
that doppelganger, Patrick Mahomes doppelganger up there.
He does it really well. He plays that part really well. If you just want to start making TikToks pretending to be Patrick Mahomes after the game, I'm sure that guy would take off. Because you remember, like the Spider-Man dude that just pretends to be Miles Morales. Oh. Why not a guy just be Patrick Mahomes after the game, talking Kermit the Frog voice and saying, I don't think we'll get him in the first half.
I'm gonna be pissed if y'all draft him. I'll be real.
3 years from now?
There's no way a team lets the Chiefs draft him. I just feel like
no.
Plus, y'all won't have Andy Reid. After Andy's gone, I hope y'all aren't good. I hope y'all are back to
We'll be fine because Eric Bieniemy is going to come back and be our head coach.
Because I don't know how much longer I can stand listening to you celebrate with your teams winning.
Listen to me celebrate like I scream in your ear every time we win.
Yeah. just hearing it over and over again. My team's good, but the whole season, it's I don't think we're that good.
That is not me. You know that's not me, brother. You know that's not me. All year long, I was saying we're still going to win the Super Bowl, and we won the Super Bowl.
So speaking of the NFL, usually around this time of the year is when the new rules get implemented. We saw the new kickoffs.
Yeah,
that looks weird, but we'll see how that turns
out.
out.
Yeah.
So me and our buddy Marty, we've been talking, and we've thought of 2 new rules that I think would be really cool for the NFL to implement. And the first one is, if you have the first overall pick in the NFL draft, you can draft anyone, freshman, sophomore, junior. You can draft anyone. Any
like do like a stash, or like if they're freshmen and they can't leave yet, you draft them.
No, they're coming to play for your team. They will be on your team that year. Now you can do with them what you want. So if you want to stash them in your team and have them learn and just have this, this player, or like what if there's some young running back who like is just out, or some wide receiver that's just out there just cutting it up, and you know what I'm saying, like, or just some
only the first pick.
Only the first pick. Only the first pick gets to choose any player that they want.
Huh.
That's the first rule.
Mm-hmm.
The second rule is, the NBA has the 3-point shot where, if you're trying to come back, you hit a 3-pointer and you can gain a little bit more than what the other team's gaining by scoring normal points, right?
Yeah.
What about a pick 14? That's where if a defender catches the ball and runs it to their end zone and then runs it back to the other end zone, they get 2 touchdowns for it. They enter 2 end zones, so they score 2 touchdowns for it. Yeah. And that counts for if you get a pick in the end zone. So if you pick it off in the end zone and run back, that's a pick fucking 14 right there. Or let's say your team's down 21 or whatever, the other team's just trying to run it up, and you pick it, and then you get that moment where you see the defender decide, I'm running it back the other way, and then it just turns to fucking chaos. Like, oh man, the amount of blindside hits and highlight reel plays that'll come. I think it's an ingenious. Like, of course, it's big risk, right? Yeah. Big reward. It probably won't happen much, but when you see that DB turn around to go take that thing into the end zone, and you see the other defenders start running a blocking play that they've practiced, like, oh, dude, like, I think it'd be cool as hell.
Yeah, you'd definitely be like a fourth quarter, like last ditch effort
that's
kind
what I'm
of thing. Like, no way, like in the second quarter, as a coach can be like, yes, you just picked it off at the 50. I want you to run back and run back.
Clearly the 50 is not the play, but if you're at the 15, if you're at the 15, like if the quarterback launches the ball down the field and you pick it off down there, and you break away from the receiver, and you want to, bro, you're about to score 2 touchdowns right now. That's a big game. And I know you say that won't happen, but then like,
it'll happen.
Nobody thinks the onside kick's going to happen.
No,
and then they do it. You know what I'm saying? The crazy. So
definitely happened like 2 years ago, or maybe it was 2 years ago. The Chiefs picked 6 from the end zone to the other side, so that would have been 14 points then. So like, it'll happen from time to time. Yeah. So that would be one that I'm definitely fine. Sure. Like I would say that happens so like few.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's very rare.
So
and
sure,
then
why not?
And then like how many interceptions happen in the end zone that are like clean, like, oh, you can just return it. Except for that one against the Cardinals. It was a James Harrison.
Oh,
in the Super Bowl. That would have been a 14-point play right there,
electric.
dude.
I mean, they were one handedly.
Yeah, but hey, but that's like. That's an amazing play that deserves a little bit more, Or
I'm with it.
And maybe it's only worth 13 points, so you still have to go for the extra point to get the 14th.
Well, it should only be 12 points then.
Well, then pick
6.
Yeah,
the only 12.
The deadly dozen. I'm trying to think of.
He's going back to. He's going for a deadly dozen. Get to the 50, to the 40. It's a deadly dozen.
He's tackled at the 30. Still a great return though.
He tried for that deadly dozen, Tom, but sometimes it just doesn't pan out that way.
And then they go for the deadly dozen. They get tackled in the end zone. Safety. Oh my God. A offense earned safety. Think about that.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Like now, wide receivers have like safety stats. Like Mike Evans in the last 3 years has the most safety tackles in the NFL.
Yep. Exactly, dude. Like I think it's like I said. I think there's just 2 rules that the NFL rules committee should think about. One,
I think the offensive lineman would hate that shit.
Because the other thing is like, what if like, so Arch Manning, for instance, right? Kid who didn't even get to play this year, and I would say that it would be there would be an X amount of like you would have to declare. And the thing is, if you like, let's say you're an underclassman who declares to be the first overall pick, and you don't get picked, then you can go back to college. It's not like a declare and you can't come out. Like you can be like, hey, I'd like to get picked as a freshman or a sophomore, and then if you are, cool. If not, go back to school. But like Arch Manning, dude, like how many teams right now would just take a fucking flyer on if you know what I'm saying, like. He's never played, which I mean isn't great, but also means that he's no wear and tear, and you get him.
He's a Manning.
Yeah, he's a Manning. You get him in there for your workouts, and
he looks awesome.
And sure, we're probably not going to play you this year because we want to get you ready for the NFL game, or maybe you do, and then you get fucking 3 more years of an amazing quarterback. Because I think there are some athletes that, I mean, now I do understand that there's a big difference in NFL bodies and college bodies, but I think there are some athletes that go to college that could play the NFL after 1 year.
I think there's some wide receivers like Marvin Harrison Jr. Like I think, probably the last, 2 years, right? He definitely could have been drafted and been drafted at least in the first round.
Yeah, and the other thing is like, especially like it used to be that you didn't want these kids coming out and getting fucking murdered by grown men. Yeah. But those hits don't happen anymore as frequently.
As frequently, yeah.
And I feel like there's just a lot more safety as far as for offensive players. Now, of course, chances are this would be a very offensive-heavy thing that would happen because I don't see anybody picking some like not small kid, but an 18-year-old kid to be a defensive lineman.
Unless I don't know, man. Unless there's some just freaking nature,
like, and that's what I'm saying. But
so
like,
many once in every 5 years or so. There's at least 5 years or so. There's probably a handful of people that are freshmen, sophomores in college that are NFL body ready and NFL skill ready. Yep. So I mean, it'd be very interesting. That first overall pick would maybe increase in value a little bit depending on the team. You know. Like, whoever has the first pick may not see a freshman or a sophomore they like, but another team's like, we've kind of been looking at this guy. Mm-hmm. He's kind of different. This guy kind of plays like Patrick Mahomes. We might take a chance on him.
Yeah, and if you know that, you selling the shit out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
If someone wants the next Patrick Mahomes, well, guys, let me tell you, there's someone who looks exactly like him and plays exactly like him.
Because this is the other thing is Caleb Williams.
I mean, yeah.
The Panthers would have been able to draft him last year. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the thing I'm talking about. Like, it's a sophomore quarterback that just like Trevor Lawrence after his sophomore year, or Trevor Lawrence after his freshman year when he won the national championship.
True. Yeah.
with
he
Clemson.
Was sought after.
He would have been.
Everyone just kept
that's what I'm saying.
about
Like
him,
somebody would have drafted Trevor Lawrence first overall after that year.
Oh yeah.
So I think it'd be a very interesting little maneuver there for the old NFL.
Doubt it would ever happen, but that would be
just
add a little spice to it. Yeah.
The Deadly Dozen won't be.
Come on, that's got a chance. We got a shot there. That makes sense.
God, dude, can just people like sitting there?
Because you gotta let. Is it like is an NCAA rule, right, or is it an NFL rule? I thought isn't like a both rule that you have to play like you have to be a certain amount of years removed from high school before you can go to the draft. Is it like both of them, or is it one of the like?
Well, I believe it is the league that makes the decision on who you can draft. Just like the NBA, how the NBA goes from college to high school, then 1 year.
Yeah.
Like it's the league that decides. Yeah. When you can go in there. And that's what I'm saying. Like there would also be an evaluation process of like, hey, we don't know if you're ready. You know what I'm saying? Like for this.
It'd be a lot more time too, because I mean, you don't even know like how many. Everyone's trying to find that like diamond in the rough, and it'd be really nice if the NFL had like a G League, like a farm system, because that'd make it even more awesome. Like, hey, we really like this guy. We don't want him to be in this like this weird type of offense in college. We want him to be in this NFL ready offense, like to play before he's ready to play for us.
And that's what I'm saying. Like you basically Patrick Mahomes him, bro. Hey, and like I said, some organizations might start him right away, but you have the opportunity of getting this young guy in your system, not hopefully getting hurt because you're probably going to be very careful with him and like shit like that, and then. Hopefully a year, even if you have him a year and he's a freshman, you're still getting him a year early than what you would have, you know what I'm saying? Like, so.
I like him. I like the rules.
Nice.
Deadly Dozen.
The Deadly Dozen.
It's a good name.
12 points.
But, anything else NFL news-wise?
I don't think so. Like I said, Panthers are panthering, and and I hope we win more than 2 games this year. And I hope we rush for a touchdown every game.
Why?
Because I have a bet. I have a bet for that.
One rushing touchdown every game.
I said we will score a rushing touchdown every game. I don't give a fuck if it's Bryce, Chuba, Miles Sanders can come back and rush a fucking.
I saw a funny picture. It was Miles Sanders and Bryce Young bonding after practice today, and it was Miles Sanders with a little kid with a helmet on. It was. I just love that stuff.
Yeah, dude,
so
he's very small, and I'm very upset we drafted him.
That is so funny.
And I'll be upset until he's good.
Man, what if he's good this year?
What
if he leads you to the NFC Championship this year, but you guys lose?
Like noticeably, it's Bryce Young that leads us.
Maybe, I don't know.
Like
a little bit, like a Brock Purdy type situation where it's debatable. Like these guys are playing really good around him, but also in a way like he's being smart and playing well sometimes, but also sometimes you're like, this guy's not playing.
I mean, honestly, I'd be happy with it if we're winning. I'll be happy with it. But the thing is like the man took a bunch of sacks, and yes, was our offensive line awful last year? Yes, but and there's multiple things. Our offensive line was awful. Our receivers did not separate at all, except for Adam Thielen, and. Then Bryce liked to hang on to the ball too much, but also he was hanging on to the ball because
he couldn't see over the linesman.
Well, no, because our wide receivers weren't separating. but but he did take a lot of sacks. So and some of them were on him, and then there was just times that like while watching him, like I remember watching him the first game against Atlanta, and he threw an interception, and I was mad about it. And somebody was like, oh, well, it's kind of hard to see Jesse Bates or whatever. And then literally like two series later, he throws like the same ball and Jesse Bates almost intercepts it again. And I was just like, bro, like, I understand you didn't see him the first time, but now like you're not even trying to learn from that mistake. And I don't know, man. There was just times like that all over the year that just frustrated me. That I felt like I kept seeing the same thing. And then he just seems like he's going to cry, and I don't think you want to see your quarterback cry.
He seems like he's going to cry?
Yeah. So you don't want to see your quarterback crying. So, I've never seen Patrick Mahomes cry.
We got pretty freaking close to that Bills game, the regular season game where they called Kadarius Toney for neutral zone infraction or whatever, like where he was offside, where his foot was on the line. That was the biggest, like, obviously the biggest, like, emotional motion that I've ever, like, I guess bad emotion or not positive emotion that I've seen from Patrick. It looked like he might have cried that game too. So maybe, I don't know.
I mean, kind of like when LeBron and J.R. Smith. It seemed like
remember the one with the Lakers and the Celtics played, and he like went on the ground, like hands like on his head and like hand on the ground, like, and he was like freaking out, and he went like that to the ref, threw like a little tantrum. It was LeBron like a couple years ago. I'll have to show you.
It's something LeBron would do, though. So I believe it. Yeah. I mean, it sounds like, to be honest, something that most NBA superstars will do now.
Yeah,
to throw a little temper tantrum when they don't get a foul.
And I will say, LeBron has definitely not helped the era of basketball in that way, where like the complaining and stuff. Like, he's kind of, I'm not going to say led the charge, but people definitely take some stuff from him.
I don't know, just for being such a big guy, because that man, he's huge, just, and
freaking nature.
He just seems so like he like the smallest of things. It just boggles me that like
it's a lot of players. Jason Tatum's the same way too. Like, he'll barely get bumped and he'll go. Yeah, like clap his hands and shoulder out, like, dude, come on.
And it's just like when we play ball at the park or whatever like that, I feel like I'm getting bumped a lot harder than them, and like, and I don't like when I get bumped, I'm like, and people are like, you want to call foul? I'm like, no, bro, I don't want to call foul. I'm not a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's like, but they're like barely get bumped and like, ugh! And like, I get that you got to sell some of it, but at the same time, like, where's the LeBron got smacked and he fucking dunked it like it didn't even matter and like walked.
Miami
like,
Heat LeBron.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just, I feel like that used to be a part of the game, was like, damn, that dude's tough. Like, he's gonna get the foul, but he's not gonna bitch about it. He's just gonna get it and then do a cool thing, And I just don't feel like that's art anymore. I don't think, Yeah,
it's a bad thing in basketball that I wish didn't exist, but still at the same time, NFL is starting to do it now. I mean, name a sport that even college players do it now. I mean, it's all over the place. People just thinking that they know more than the people officiating.
I blame soccer. I'm going to blame the most popular sport in the world, soccer.
Football.
Yeah, I'm blaming football.
Yeah,
football.
Yeah, I blame them too.
Yeah.
Freaking grass fairies.
Yeah, whoa, hey. Whoa. We call them foot fairies over here.
But, yeah, I mean, not a crazy amount of news. I mean, news will pick up here next couple weeks as the preseason takes off, but
we'll talk about position battles.
We'll
talk maybe do a preseason like
tier list, or
like first team. We'll come together. We're deciding this right now, live right now. We will come together and we will make the first official ODF preseason all NFL team.
The Pro Bowl, or I guess is it the all NFL team?
Yeah, whatever it is. That's what we're calling it. The ODF preseason all NFL team.
Yeah.
And me and Roman are going to come together and we're going to have one list.
Oh man. It's going to be perfect.
It's going to be perfect.
100% accuracy.
It's going to be half Panthers, half Chiefs.
And only half of that list is going to be right.
Yes, the Panthers part. The Panthers part will be.
But, I do have a Romans rant, a little surprise Romans rant.
Okay.
Didn't tell you about it before.
Oh,
so
you didn't. Yeah,
you have no idea what's coming.
Oh God.
Yeah. I just want to thank everybody for listening to this podcast.
Oh wow.
We haven't been the most consistent the last couple weeks or so, but I just appreciate everybody listening to it. No matter how many people are actually listening to this podcast, just thank you. If you listen to it, I got love for you.
Hey, thank you.
I got love for you, and we're gonna keep doing this for as long as we still having fun.
Yep.
And I'm still having fun. Last week, I was down. I was like, man, can't talk about sports this week. But
yeah, sorry about that.
Last week was my fault.
We're busy. We're busy guys. I had a lot of scouts to talk to.
You had a lot of. It's been a busy.
Everett is the best wide receiver. If you are scouting, if you're scouting in NCAA football and you ever see the name Everett, I don't care what his stats are. You draft that man, or you scout him and you get him on your team, and he'll get you 60 touchdowns in the first 18 games of his career.
But yeah, just my little rants, just showing love to the people that listen to this podcast, and to you specific four that I know look forward to this podcast every single week: Marty, Braden, Levi, and Sean.
Wow!
Thank you very much.
Dropping the names.
Love you all very much.
Hey, and I appreciate you, unnamed listener.
Yeah, unnamed listener.
Unnamed listener number 5. We appreciate you the most because, sorry, other guys, you don't know us.
Yeah,
and we appreciate it.
Thank you so much for caring about what the fuck we say.
But if you could just tweet us or
also, one more. Also, thanks to my mom. She texted me. It was on Monday, and she was like, "No podcast this week." Talking about last week for the birthdays. And thanks, Mom.
Hey,
I'm
thanks,
sorry
Mom.
I cussed too much.
My mom doesn't listen.
I don't know if she actually does, because it was week 3 or something. I was like, Mom, you listen to the podcast this week, and she was like, Roman, I don't like sports. And I was like, Mom, just put it on mute. Just give me a play. Just put it on mute. So I think maybe she just puts it on mute now.
I think that's how every podcaster got famous, because their mom just played the podcast on mute a bunch.
But Mom, if you made it to the end, I'm sorry for cussing so much. But thanks for listening and thanks for caring.
Ah, fuck, shit! I wasn't supposed to cuss.
She's like, you guys do it so unnecessary all the time. And I was like, we had this talk in front of my grandma and my great grandma. My great grandma just staring at me like,
"What's a
you
podcast?"
No, she's like, "You've destroyed my heart with all this cussing."
Oh God.
She does not. And my grandma keeps going like, "Roman, you have to show me how to listen to your podcast." I'm just like, "No, Grandma, you cannot."
The first thing she's gonna hear is my annoying ass.
She's like, "And who's this guy again? Scooter?"
Scooter? His name's Scooter. Scooter Van Gogh is his name. He doesn't even spell it right.
But yeah, little rant. Thanks everybody. Appreciate it. We're gonna be doing this for a while, or until Skylar gets tired of me.
Yeah.
But outside sports and outside of my rant, what we got going on? Still playing some college football?
Oh, dude, I'm always playing college football. You know me. I'm always playing college football. I've had way too much play time in that game. Our buddy Levi told me the other day, which was maybe about 4 or 5 days ago, so probably added more time than that on there, that in the first week of the game being out, I played for 3 days.
Jesus
of play
Christ.
Yeah. Now, I mean, not all of it was me playing. Sometimes it was me just leaving it up.
Yeah,
but
I do it too, yeah.
But most of it was me playing, and I have put way too much time in it. My girlfriend thought 2K season was bad, and she hates this game. And then when I told her that 2K comes out in September,
September 4th, baby.
Yeah, she was not happy about it. So, sorry, babe, but you know me, I got to be mediocre at sports games. So,
Gotta be.
It makes me feel good inside. But besides that, I've been playing a lot of Words with Friends.
Words with Friends?
Yeah, it's like Scrabble.
Oh, yeah.
Phone. I've been back into that. I've always liked it. I come in once in a while, put out some big words, make me seem smart. I've had a few 7-tile words, no big deal. And soon
Trivia Crack. You ever play Trivia Crack?
Yeah.
I used to play that on my phone all the
Yeah,
time.
I love
Me
Trivia
and Harley
Crack.
played that when we first started dating, and I won all the time, so she stopped playing.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
That's
what
what
everything. Yeah. But Game World, I've been playing. I mean, I've not been playing as much college football as you have, but I'm having a good time. My quarterback, road to glory. I think it's year 1. We are in the semifinals of the college football playoffs. My wide receiver won Heisman, so
hey,
F him.
I mean, you threw all the balls.
Yeah, I mean, I threw a bunch of picks too. So, but in my off season, dynasty, South Alabama. Year 2, we lost our bowl game year 1 and lost out on a bunch of recruits in year 1. But year 2, close to 3 5-stars. I'm about to get 3 5-stars. Very close.
You're like Deion Sanders.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying to make my motto with these players is in about 5 years from now, they're gonna have to specify which Alabama they talking about.
Yeah.
South Alabama or Alabama.
Yeah.
That's my motto. It didn't work year 1, but we're gaining momentum. Been playing a lot of college hoops 2K8. Been getting back into that. I talked to you about that.
Yeah.
Hey,
what a great game.
What a great game.
What a great game.
It was so fun when we played, and then some dude would be just dicing us up, and we Google from 2008 who this guy was
hell is
and
this?
where did he go, what did he do. It was just so fun doing that stuff. But I'd love to do a 5-man one. Me, you, and our friend Levi did one. We won a title.
We played for LMU. LMU over there in LA.
Would love to run some back.
I didn't realize Pepperdine, which was one of our rivals that we played, is also in LA, which I never.
Pepperdine?
Yeah,
That's
Pepperdine.
Such a weird name
it's
to
in
be
LA.
in LA.
Yeah.
Yeah, because how we play it, we play college hoops and we can implement our guys from college hoops 2K to NBA 2K. I would love to do that too, but love to get a 5-stack and just see if we can win a freaking title in
the 4 years.
Yeah, in 4 years.
And then what do we do at the end of the 4th year when we just wasted all we just keep adding the season didn't happen. We just keep going back to a save and be like, we get one more year.
No. Then
COVID
we
year.
We go to the NBA.
We get the COVID year. We get the 5.
We get the COVID year.
We get the 5th year. We get the 5th year.
COVID year.
Yep.
But Yeah, I've been playing a lot of that. Been playing a lot of Marvel Overwatch.
Yeah.
Tried to get Skylar to play it, but
if I'm gonna go play Overwatch, I'm gonna go play Overwatch.
I'm not gonna say it's the greatest game. It's got its flaws. It's got its issues, but it's fun. It's I'm not gonna say unique, but it takes enough away from Overwatch where it's not a complete copy. Like there's definitely characters that are very resembling of Overwatch characters, but like the team up abilities, like certain characters get an ability when another person's on your team, like another character's on the team, and it goes away if they're not on your team. Like that's a nice little like concept to it, but like it's a fun game. Obviously, games like that, like the littlest of changes you can make, can like cause the game to die or the fan base to completely turn on you. So it's like it's tough to say that like this game's awesome or this game's super fun. Right now, I'm having a good time, but like when the game comes out, it could be super pay to win, like Overwatch 2 turned into, or not pay to win, but like pay to play, pay to get new champs and stuff like that. But fun time. I mean, I'm a big Marvel guy. I know you are too, but you love Overwatch.
Yeah. Speaking of Marvel, some big news came through the past week.
Robert
Downey Jr. is going to be Dr. Doom.
How do you feel about it? Because I've seen some, like, I'm not going to say comic book nerds, but, like, big time into the comics.
Oh, you thought Roman's rant was crazy.
People not happy with this decision.
Okay, so before I say anything, I want to preference by saying I love Iron Man.
Yeah.
I love Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
And I think Robert Downey Jr. was a great Iron Man.
Yeah.
I hate the fact that Robert Downey Jr. is coming back as Victor Von Doom, or he's coming back as Dr. Doom. And if Dr. Doom is not Victor Von Doom, but some evil version of Tony Stark, I hate it. Victor Von Doom is a great character.
Yeah.
He's a great character who deserves to be in the MCU and deserves to have his whole story told, and it should not be he's evil Tony Stark.
Yeah.
That being said, the upsetting part about Robert Downey Jr., if he is portraying Victor Von Doom, is has Hollywood ran out of actors? Like, all I see is
you could have got somebody so cheaper too.
Yeah, and I don't even care about Disney saving money.
Yeah.
My thing is I am seeing a company that is panicking and flopping, and they are grasping at anything. And what are they grasping at?
Nostalgia.
They're grasping at nostalgia, and they're grasping at what do people say was one of the saddest moments, or one of the moments that like made them start turning away from the MCU? Yeah, spoilers for the MCU stuff was Iron Man dying.
Yeah, I cried.
The thing about what was sad about that was we were losing Tony Stark.
Yeah.
We were losing this character that everybody loved.
Chills right now.
Yeah, that everybody loved, that everybody appreciated, and that was the sad thing because death is forever and you don't come back. And that's the difference between anime that keeps, I'm just using anime right now, anime that keeps characters that die dead and Goku. I love Goku, but the fact is anytime Goku dies, it's not sad because we can understand that they can bring Goku back.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what they're doing now because in the MCU, they have already established through Loki. Have you watched Loki?
Yeah.
Through Loki and all this shit, variants all look the same or they don't look the same.
Yeah.
So which way are they going to play this? Are we playing this that this is a variant of Tony Stark that is now Victor Von Doom? Yeah. Or are we just going to ignore the fact that this guy, Victor Von Doom, looks like Tony Stark? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, either way, it doesn't follow the rules that they've already kind of set. Now, I have not seen Deadpool yet.
Yeah.
So, I do not know if they do anything in Deadpool that, like, helps out this scenario.
Uh-huh.
But, I don't know.
Great movie, by the way.
Yeah. Cool. I'm waiting for about a week to go see it. I'm going to go see it with even though I know it's rated R, I'm going to go see it with the boys.
They'll love it.
Yeah, but, like, it's just frustrating because, like I said, Victor Von Doom is a character who deserves to has a totally different power set than, like, he's very, very smart. He's one of the smartest people in Marvel, but, like, totally different power set than Tony Stark.
Yeah.
So if it's just, this Victor Von Doom's smart so we can use Tony Stark again, I hate it. If it's, we're using Robert Downey Jr. because that'll get fans into the store and that's the only way we're going to get people to come see our movies, I hate that too. And I also hate that we are leaving Kang the Conqueror behind.
Yeah.
Because I also am a huge fan of Kang the Conqueror. He is another great part of Marvel and I just don't understand why we cannot separate Jonathan Majors and Kang the Conqueror. Like, he was a bad dude who did bad shit. We should be able to recast Kang the Conqueror and keep moving. It's not the first time that they have recasted
freaking
War Machine.
War Machine, yeah.
From Iron Man 1 to 2.
Fine.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
And the fact that we're so willing to that we're so willing to be able to, we're recasting Robert Downey Jr. as somebody else. So like the casting, like I don't understand like why that's such a big deal. And the other confusing part is like they're trying to go away from King the Conqueror, but more spoilers for recent Marvel stuff. X-Men 97. At the end of X-Men 97, there's a scene where time shenanigans happens. Some of the X-Men go into the future, some of the X-Men go into the past, and they end up, some of the X-Men go to Egypt. They find original Apocalypse before he turns into Apocalypse. I don't remember his Egyptian name, but and they do a wide shot of the desert, and there's King the Conqueror's time city there. He has the stuff that was from like Loki and stuff like that. It was there. So they're still pushing that ahead. So like, what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? Like, are we just going to act like that never happened and just keep moving, or is that only going to be an animation thing only? But I think they should continue with King the Conqueror. I also think Victor Von Doom should come in because he's a great aspect to have in these stories too. Yeah. But I just hate that it's Robert Downey Jr. If you wanted to bring Robert Downey Jr. back, you could literally do a variant of Tony Stark. Yeah. Everybody gets Tony Stark back, and you get to bring in a new actor with, you know, just a new perspective on a different, like, on a character. Now, do I think Robert Downey Jr. will be a good Victor Von Doom if they ask him to? Probably. He'll probably play the role good. It's just, it sucks for Hollywood that's where Marvel's at right now, is that they are panicking and also because they fucked up. They had a great end of a saga with Thanos, and like problems with like franchises like this where you have a big bad and then the big bad gets beaten.
What do you do?
What do you do? You have to do a power reset, and Marvel, the MCU, fucked that up. They just made it where the new characters they brought in to become the stronger versions, nobody gave a fuck about. And sorry, Roman's mom. and you know, and the bads that they brought in have tremendous power, but like they seem pretty weak just because they didn't know how to do, like they just didn't know how to do it right. So yeah, I'm not happy. I think I hope it turns out good for the MCU's sake, because when the MCU's popping, it's one of the awesome. It's one of the best things to experience. But I just don't see this turning out well.
I will say one thing: I'm not as into comics as some other people.
Okay,
but I do know a little bit. Do know there is like a what if like comic with Victor Von Doom and Tony Stark, where because Victor Von Doom was college roommates with Reed Richards.
Yes.
And then in this like what if scenario, Victor Von Doom ends up being roommates with Tony Stark in college. And like Victor Von Doom realizes that Tony Stark's like smarter than him without even really trying.
Yeah.
And it makes him upset. So he tricks him and he takes him to like this place. Sorry, spoilers for no one that's seen this comic. Yeah. But he takes him into this place and says, I need your help with this. And he straps him into something. And it's a thing where they swap minds. So where Victor Von Doom goes into Tony Stark's body and has all his intelligence. And then Tony Stark goes into Victor Von Doom's body. And then they live. And then he wipes Tony Stark / Victor Von Doom, like the Victor Von Doom body, wipes their memory. So they don't even know who they didn't know they were Tony Stark before. Yeah. So that's what I saw.
And like, I'm hoping that this is also like a red herring where like something like that could be a thing where like, oh, technically he plays Victor Von Doom, but then it turns out that it's actually another guy who's kind of like, which, okay, that's fine. Like if you're pulling, you know, doing a trick, that's cool. Yeah. But I hope that's what it is, and that somebody gets a chance to portray Victor Von Doom that hasn't been in the MCU yet, that can do a character. Because the other thing is everybody's going to be mad that Robert Downey Jr. is not Tony Stark. Yeah. Like if he's acting different and he's not being the witty billionaire guy that everybody loved him for, I think people are also going to have backlash to that.
I think that's everyone's like big complaint is that Dr. Doom is not just a villain. Dr. Doom is Victor Von Doom, a person. It's not just some dude who decided to be, hey, I'm Dr. Doom. Like, his name is Victor Von Doom.
And he's a ruler of a country. And like he becomes a god at one point, you know, and the Secret Wars line, that the story that they're going to, like it's very confusing. Basically what happens is it's Dr. Doom, and I forget who the other person is. I don't think it's King the Conqueror, but they were going to use King the Conqueror for MCU purposes. But basically they make like their own multiversal teams, and they're like, "Hey, I'll pick my version of Spider-Man, and you pick your version of Spider-Man, and we'll make them fight." And they go to a place called Battle World, where Victor Von Doom's pretty much a fucking god.
Yeah.
So like, I want to see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see that guy, and I don't want it like, that's why I wanted to preference that. I don't want to sound like a Robert Downey Jr. hater because I fucking love him and he's great.
Awesome dude.
Again, I just want to see something else.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that made Marvel cool at the beginning was it was something new and something else that worked real well together. And also the continuity was just really good. Yeah, really good. And I feel like now, like, if we're making Tony Stark, Victor Von Doom, like, continuity is just going out the fucking door. And like, I don't know, man.
Because like that's my main problem with like that's why I've gravitated, at least as I've gotten older, with Marvel over DC, is because DC does all these movies of like Batman, Superman, and all that, but they keep changing the freaking actors.
Well, yeah, that's because they can't run a connected universe.
They can't run a connected universe. It was just like so special to watch. 20. What was it when it came out? 2009, right?
Which one?
Iron Man.
Yeah, 2008.
2008. I was in like fourth grade.
My senior year of high school.
Yeah, I was in fourth grade.
Yeah.
And just seeing like all these actors come together. First try Captain America. First try Iron Man. First try Black Widow. Second try Hulk. But first, like, at least in the
Edward Norton Hulk. I don't know if you went and watched that in theaters.
I didn't see it in theaters.
Dude, I went in theaters and saw that shit, and I was like 14, 15 when that came out. And I was so fucking bored. I hated that
Hulk.
Hulk.
Angry guy who could be bored. Like, it was crazy how
it was bad acting, and they didn't do enough Hulk stuff.
Yeah, but yeah, that was just so awesome to see all these like people portraying these characters one time only. Like, it's not Chris Evans came in and did Captain America's first one, and then they were like, oh, okay, on to the next one, and then did a different Captain America. Like, it was all like connected and like first, for the most part, first try actors, and it was just it was awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, and the only way that it would really work is one of two ways. Either A, they continue to tell the story of those particular heroes, but they would have to recast.
Yeah.
That's the other thing too, is like Marvel, the comics work because it's the same characters no matter who's writing it or whatever.
Exactly.
It's those same characters. They don't age unless the story needs them to age.
Yeah.
But like, they don't age, and they'll always be those characters to be there to play with. And unfortunately, when you're using human actors, they age. So either one of two things: either you make it where they don't come back ever, which, I mean, we're in fiction land, we're in fake fun land. Why do we need to have that happen?
Yeah.
Or we just learn that every 10 years or so, or 20 years, or however long they think these things will go on, they will have to recast these people. And we as big brain humans have to realize that, oh, that's the same guy. He just looks a little different in this story, so. But yeah, that's my little Marvel rant. Sorry to add 20 minutes onto the podcast.
That was cool. I like that. But hey, can't wait to hear. You gonna watch it before next week podcast? Maybe.
No, it'll probably be the next weekend that I go and take them.
I have to hold it in, man.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm trying not to see any spoilers, and the internet. The internet's tempted me, bro. And anytime I see
I'm
it,
not even liking stuff in case it pops up on like other people's feeds, dude.
Yeah, like anytime I see anything like with Deadpool on it, I instantly just like refresh the thing. I'm like, all right, that's enough of that.
Yeah, it's tough. It's like House of Dragons and stuff. I see that shit all the time.
There's
if I don't
that,
watch it Sunday night.
And one of the anime I like to watch, My Hero Academia, the book ended to like it either is today or tomorrow. Like, it's ending. Like, it's the final page, and like people on the internet who've already seen it are fucking blabbing their mouth. So like, it's either Deadpool spoilers or My Hero Academia spoilers.
Hey, newsflash, Jerry with 50 followers. Nobody gives a shit what you think about the ending of that freaking comic book, dude. Shut up.
Yeah, nobody cares about it's called, well, first off, it's a manga. First off, I'm not Jerry, I'm not gonna let him do that to you. It's a manga, Roman.
I'm sorry, Jerry.
Yeah, and if he's got 50 followers, he has more than us. So you keep doing your fucking thing, Jerry. You keep talking about that manga. I'm just not going to look at it because I don't want the spoilers.
Yeah. But, hey, everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Sorry.
Yeah,
we don't have a video yet.
If you're watching us, hey, that's even more dedication.
Get out of my window.
Or I'm just thinking about them just staring at the phone constantly while just watching the number tick up. But thank you so much. Yeah. Like Roman said, we appreciate you. We'll really appreciate you. You'll get a super appreciation tier if you go and follow us on Twitter.
At On Defense Pod.
Yeah, and just say hello. Or anything.
Or just, you think I have an annoying voice. Let me know.
Or you like Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom.
You want pictures of Scooter's feet? Like, just let us know.
Those will cost you. Those will cost you.
Yeah, give us a follow, pretty please. And then in that social on Defense Pod, you'll have links to our socials, individual people, where we have our own individual thoughts and opinions.
Yes.
Awesome.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.